That's so nice. Not looking good. Oh my gosh, look at that. Holy cow.
This video is brought to you in part by TruTech Tools. Quality tools, essential support.
Not to mention that faster. So we're back again another day. This has been dragging on forever. We are pulling vacuum here. We've got the new filter dryer in here. Got it all in. We're pulling vacuum. We're 400 and some microns there, it looks like. Got an extra port here, so I'll be able to check between that port and this port to get my pressure drop. Got the new EXV in there. Everything's good to go there. I'm gonna push silver solder from here on out on the valve. I'm not gonna use regular old Dynaflow anymore on those valves. I should have fluxed it like I did on the last video. On this side here, I did. The inch and 3/8 you have there was a real pain in the butt. I did go ahead and do silver here and silver there, which helped out a lot. And that was pretty close to that ball valve. As you can see, originally it was straight like that there, but we moved it. And that's gonna give us 2 filter dryers. I wanted 3, but they just didn't have it in stock. Good to go there. Clayton came up with this little idea. This is just using really good paper towels, and they're super strong. So that comes in handy on keeping things wet while you're doing your brazing. So we're gonna change that other one, but we're not gonna do that today. Tomorrow our rep is gonna come in and do the startup with us so that they can verify everything we did was correct, which I think that's just because there's 3 of them. That's the whole reason, which we got another 3 down there that, like I said, don't have them available. I did put a suction port right there, as you can see, because we're valved off here. So we're pulling vacuum on just the filter dryer, canister, and the evaporator on the B circuit. So that's where we're at so far. Still need to finish up some electrical stuff here and then coat some of this stuff with some paint. All right, we got the electrical back together, just wired it, knocked the little holes out, got them all back together on that. Like I said, tomorrow we'll start her up and run it, see what happens. This is gonna be one of our other issues here. This pump for the evaporator pump, that one's garbage. Just replaced it a few months ago. Somebody else did, one of our guys. And then this one here had to be replaced. I think it was replaced once before too. What we've got, I want to change these contactors because they had shorted the compressors, so you don't really want crappy contactors on it. Okay, this one here, same contactors. This one right here is the only one that hasn't had any major issues yet, but being as it's a EXV issue with the firmware causing all this, it's probably just a matter of time till it fries itself. We did update firmware. This is primarily the same crap that we were dealing with the other. So all those other ones have new contactors, and this is the original Eaton stuff that was on there. We had to replace that one, 715. Yeah, this is like the only one that hasn't taken a total dump. On that other unit that I worked on my last video, we had problems with the drive because it was a 230 volt unit. Now, as you see, brown, orange, and yellow are indicators, usually at 460 volt. So yeah, these are all already been changed. So for the most part, should work just fine. We're gonna take this apart and look at them, because honestly, I don't want to replace these if I don't need to. And these are, the factory ones are known to have issues, so I really don't want to create more problems that we already got. So let's take a look here and see what we got.
Didn't want to scare you.
Hi. Okay, so we just took apart the contactors, and there's nothing pitted on them. They look like they're brand new. The contact points look really fine. So you just got to take off this top piece, and you got 4 Allen wrenches metric, and you're able to get right into it. Now the auxiliary switches they got here on the front are kind of a pain in the butt. Right now we're just kind of doing it to it. This is why I like this Klein here. It's got security bits and all that. I've had this one since 23. Holy crap. Time flies, man. I'll tell you what, I've been dating my tools lately. It kind of puts things into perspective how much time flies. So it's finally running. 122, 389, looking pretty good. Going over here and checking our electrical ratings. Had a few issues in the beginning because of a mistake I made. So, still not calling for that other compressor. So 49.4, 49.2 or 3. This one just hasn't came on yet. Yep, still not calling. Shooting for a 9-degree differential, which we're 53 and 49. We're at 40% capacity. 30% EXV, 66% capacity on the circuit B alone. So my EXV is working, so we didn't have any damage done to that. That's good. Basically, I left the liquid valve off. I thought I opened it up. Oh, there's the next one. 49.4 on that one. There we go. Jumps to 50, jumps to 50, jumps to 50. Because they're all fighting against each other a little bit. Fantastic. Now we should be at 100%. If we go to the B circuit, 100% capacity, 41% on our EXV. Probably about 2 pounds low with that extra filter dryer and stuff. Everything's looking pretty fancy there. Check voltage drop across our contactors, make sure we ain't got a weird voltage drop. 0.0, 0, 0. Okay, so nothing major there. Yeah, you could use a different meter for a little tighter tolerance there, which technically we could shut off the amp draw and go to the range. Or I could actually take it down to a lower voltage. There are 0.000 decimals between it. So you got 0.08, 0.03, 0.03, 0.10, 0.10, 0.06, 0.03, 0.07, 0.03. So that's by going down to the lower. It gives you 3 decimals to the right, or I should say 3 digits to the right. That's by manually forcing it down there. So the drives seem to be working. Our head pressure. We can look at our calibration here of our switches. Go in here, go to pressures, which is under here. Go to pressures. Go to B. We are 423 and 109. 423 and 109. 418 and 108. So the 108 is accurate. The 418 is a little different. However, we are actually measuring right beside the switch, and right there is the port. So that could be throwing one off over the other. We could go to the liquid, see how that's doing. But I want to get my pressure drop across my canister there. So this is going to be your incoming, which feels a little warm. That's a lot. Holy crap. So we got 403 there. Yeah, I really want to lose that on the way off. That depressor must be really pushing down way farther than I wanted. Of course, it don't help that it's 400 some pounds. Wow, 390. We're already got a hell of a drop. Wow, that's great. Okay, we're green there. We shut A off. No leaks. Everything's looking Jim dandy. So here's our actual cabinet. 2500 amp enclosure. Sweet. firmware or updating the firmware on the other ones. Once we got this one figured out, we'll copy and paste. All right, so we're back again. We're going to do an acid test. We've got the Phase III here, my Nu-Calgon. It's a two-part test. Surprisingly, this thing's actually running. Rain is on its way. It'll be here shortly. Came back to change the filter dryer for the second time. So what we got to do is you got to empty the little bottle into the big bottle, fill the little bottle with oil, dump that in there, shake it, and see if it stays purple like that box. So far, everything's looking pretty good, but we need to find out if that got acid in it or what. Look, we're running 100% flat ass out, 100 capacity. Go to B, running 32% on the EXV. That's a good sign. Suction, 98 versus 104. So we're about 6 pounds difference on the suction, but yet we are a good 50-pound difference on the A versus B. Two different sets of compressors, however, quite a bit of difference there. So we got superheat of 9 on the B circuit and superheat of 7 on the A circuit. All right, well, let's see if we can get an oil sample out of this thing. This should turn purple. That's cool. See the separation there? Pretty neat. Get a sample off this bottom. Poured it in there. We're waiting for it to separate. We shook it. All right, let's see what happens here. Okay, it's supposed to not change color. It's supposed to shake it. It's probably a bad idea. Put refrigerant in it. 2 to 3 minutes, so 8:57. All right, so what I ended up doing is I shook it after putting the oil in there, and we're watching to see if it separates and whether or not the color changes. So far, we're looking pretty good. We'll play that back because I used my phone. Forgot to record with this. Okay, we're gonna check to see what kind of pressure drop we got. It was a pound or two when I did it the last time. I'm going to use my different valve core presser tool. It don't lock it up, which was really kind of being, oh boy, I don't like that. That feels like there's a shit ton of pressure on this. I do not like that at all, which makes me think it's leaking. Oh boy, yeah, that was not good. Go ahead and crank her in, see what we got. Nothing like water dripping, because this thing's dripping like a right on your damn gauges. So 381, 380. Kind of hard to get an accurate reading when it's going to sit there and fluctuate. So we got at least 6 pounds. With it being 383 and 380, I mean, it could be 6 pounds, 7 pounds. Either way, we got definitely a drop. So we're gonna back that back out, valve that off, relieve the pressure. That's a lot better than the nasty hit that we were getting earlier. We're gonna have to pump it down and change it, but we got a big rainstorm coming in, so we're gonna have to wait for that probably to pass. And there's just no goldarn excuse for this crap ass equipment. It's just sad. It's really sad that you can't make the crap here. You can't find good people to make it. Nobody cares. Just nonstop. So another recovery there on the filter dryer. Got it valved off the liquid, pumping it back into the discharge. I mentioned this in one of the other videos, but I've already had to fix one leak here on this right there. Well, guess what? We got another one down here. Yeah, you can see all the oil there. It's coming from up in here, but it's been so freaking windy. You see the wind there blowing the weeds all over. And then whoever poured this concrete didn't know how to freaking pour concrete. Constantly pocketing water right where I got to work at. Yeah, everybody's workmanship is just shit. That's the problem. Then we got these motors. They've went bad 3 times. Factory's sending some new ones, luckily. Still got to go through the hassle of changing it. It's just bullshit, dude. People's quality of work sucks. I'm tired of it. So we got it changed. Had some leaking going backwards through the EXV, which is really great. Probably because they don't no longer force the valve shut non-stop. It probably eventually backs off. Always got to make things better. That always makes everything better. So, yeah. So we got that leak to mess with, which I don't have any I don't have a 100-pound cylinders to recover that, because that's what it's going to take to do it. So we're going to have to come back on that.